And we move over to the Indo-Pacific, where Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto has announced a new era in trade ties with the United States after President Donald Trump agreed to cut tariffs on Indonesian exports from 32% to 19%. The deal was reached after a call between the two leaders, with Indonesia promising to buy 50 Boeing jets and boost imports of US energy and agricultural goods. Trump's administration is racing to finalize trade deals before an August the 1st deadline for higher tariffs. Experts warn the agreement could still hurt Indonesia's trade balance as its exports face a 19% rate, while US goods enter Indonesia with little restriction. Prabowo says he may visit Washington later this year to strengthen the partnership. Listen in to what he said. Let's take a listen in to what he said. Okay, so we are now looking at the trade deal which has been signed between Indonesia and the United States, who have sealed this trade agreement that President Prabowo Subianto says ushers a new era of mutual benefit after a phone call with President Donald Trump. Under the deal, US tariffs on Indonesian exports will be cut from the threatened 32%. That was back in April, where Donald Trump held up that big board in the White House Rose Garden. Now it's down to 9%, with American goods entering Indonesia free of tariffs and no non-tariff barriers. We're now once again joined by Dr. Satoru Nagao to discuss this deal in more detail. Dr. Nagao, how substantial of a deal is this? We've now seen a third country that Donald Trump has agreed a tariff deal with. What are your thoughts about how good this will be for both countries? As we've said previously, Indonesia has managed to get its tariff rate from 32% to 19%, with US goods entering Indonesia at little to no tariffs. What are your thoughts? Who wins this?
Case, it is interesting because Indonesia concede much than the US concede. So, and in case of Vietnam, in case of Indonesia, there are the similarities. Indeed, even if Indonesia concede or Vietnam concede, if they continue to trade with the United States, it is beneficial for Indonesia and Vietnam. Because when we check the balance of the import and export, Indonesia export to the United States or Vietnam export to the United States far bigger than the US export to the Indonesia or Vietnam. So that's why even if the tariff is exist, and this tariff is one-side tariff, only Indonesia to US, the US import tariff, but from the US to Indonesia, there is no tariff. Even if such kind of situation, still Indonesia can get more benefit than the United States. So that's why in case of the Indo-Pacific, indeed this is one of the typical example. For the Indo-Pacific country, containing the trade itself is a very big benefit. So, but that is the reason the US get more in the negotiation, and the Trump administration try to impose a tariff. But at the same time, still people in the country in the Indo-Pacific, they want to continue the trade with the United States. That is a reality.
Yes, Dr. Nagao, how could Indonesia's commitment to purchase these 50 Boeing jets influence broader US-Asia geopolitical and economic dynamics?
Indonesia is rising power, so they need airplanes, they need more food, so everything they need. In this case, even if there is a tariff, still they need these kind of products. So that's why, indeed, this is not just wasting money. This is beneficial for Indonesia, I think. So Indonesia government is very clever in this case. Of course, U.S. It looks like U.S. gets a benefit, but Indonesia also get the benefit. So that's why this deal has happened. So I think this negotiation happened because of the skill of both sides, and deal of the win-win has happened, I believe.
Yes, Dr. Satoru Nagal, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to have you on the programme. We now move on once again, where the United States has opened an investigation into Brazil's trade practices